look at that.
Good morning, America! Or whatever time of day it is for you. I don't know.
America.
America.
The Dames are back for another installment of our delightful insight into life and things. One thing you should know before watching this episode, and I feel like we need to give you a heads up on this one. I am operating on 3 hours of sleep after being up for 24 hours. Super awesome, because apparently my body is like, I don't care that you went to bed at 5 o'clock. 8:45 is a reasonable time to wake up and get out of bed. And I believe Sparkles is also a little bit sleep deprived as well. So
I'm not sleep deprived. It's just when I first, it takes me a while to wake up.
Okay, so she's a little
I'm not a
sleepy
morning
right
person
now.
at all.
She's sleepy right now, and I'm dead. I think I died, and you're talking to my ghost. That's pretty much what's happening. Yeah.
Well, as a ghost, that means you can go through walls. So now you can go anywhere you want in Vegas for free.
Well, that would have been helpful last night.
All right. Oh my goodness, think about how much fun you could have had with those drunk idiots.
Oh my God, there's so many drunk idiots at the club. Okay, first of all, the club I went to, okay, I'm going to give a little shout out to the club because it was awesome. I went to Omnia, which is inside Caesar's Palace. Went to see Calvin Harris, which is one of the few acts that I actually can't get on the guest list for, so I had to pay to go see him, which was fine, whatever. It's just, it was pricey for my husband and I to go. And then when you get inside, the drinks are redonkulous. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law got a mixed drink and a beer, and not like a classy beer, a Bud Light. And it was $31 for one tiny mixed drink. Strong, but still, one tiny mixed drink and a beer, $31. So I'm trying to figure out, and it was $100 for a couple to get into the club. So I'm trying to figure out how these people were able to afford to get so drunk, because they were all very young. It was disheartening, to say the least. But the show is really good. If you get the chance to go see Calvin Harris at Omnia, I strongly recommend it. He puts on a really good show, and the music is amazing. But bring earplugs, because I totally forgot mine, and my ears are still ringing. We left the club at 2:40 a.m.
It's all good. Well, after a while, the ringing just becomes background noise. You only notice it when it starts to go stereo. Or there's a pitch difference.
True story.
Which is my favorite, when somebody at work is trying to talk to me and then my ears decide we're going to go stereo with the ringing. It's like, oh, crap. Because that's always fun.
It's always fun.
All right. I just want to say real quick, Baragon, if you're watching this, get better. I know there's some things beyond your control right now, but get better and keep up your wicked sense of humor. I have a friend. His name goes by Baragon on Twitter. He's in a hospital, and while he's in the hospital, he had a situation where his IV came out. Because they're trying to get him in and out of bed. IV came out. So the nurses are all like, ah! So they're trying to put it in, and they're lotioning up his skin real quick, they're just frantic. This little sick puppy, as they're putting the lotion on him, looks right at the nurse and they go, put the lotion in the skin or get the hose again. If I ever go to the hospital and the nurse is doing that to me, I'm going to say the same thing. I just thought that was awesome.
Indeed. And, we love you. And we hope you get better soon. And we're watching you, and we're rooting for you and praying for you. So And keep your sense of humor, honestly, because it's making me roll with laughter every post I read. It's hysterical. Thank you for keeping a sense of humor through it all.
So what are we talking about? Oh, yeah. So last weekend was Easter. How do I know? Because I had 4 days off in a row. But one of the great traditions of Easter is the Easter egg hunt, which is where kids go out into fields and pick up little Easter eggs that used to be hidden, but now are just out there in freaking plain sight. Because everybody gets a trophy. But it's for kids, usually 12 years old or younger. Unfortunately, that's not what happens anymore, apparently, because Pez, you know, that beautiful candy that comes out of superheroes' throats, had, like, I think they said 3 fields, and there was 9,000 Easter eggs across these 3 fields. And they had different startup times depending on how old the child was. I'm going to guess that they would give, like, the little ones a little bit more time, and then on its way up. And they had different start times at different fields, that kind of thing. The parents could not wait. They, like, bum rushed the fields. They even had some children already in it. You're talking about 4-year-olds getting trampled by, I've seen some of the pictures of mamas, 240-pound women going for little plastic eggs with candy in it. Trampling over 4-year-olds for freaking cheap candy. I can understand maybe possibly if there was like gold in it or, you know, keys to like a new car. But for candy, you're willing to trample over a child, break their basket, possibly hurt the kid for stupid ass shit. Y'all need to start calming your roll. Your kids need to do some of this stuff. Your job during this is to watch your kid and encourage them. Not to do the shit yourself. I know I'm not a parent, so I'm not allowed to say stuff. Don't care. I raised 2 kids. They're not biologically mine, but I raised them. And they had to do stuff on their own to teach them how to adult later. Trust me, I only had a few years with them, and I tried really hard. They're now 20 and 21, and they're having a hard time adjusting to adulting because I only had them when they were in elementary. In high school, people raising them did not follow up on the adulting.
Yeah, I saw that news. I don't. What is it? Are you afraid that your child will get one less egg than the child next to them? Are you afraid that your child is too stupid to be able to pick up a plastic egg? Do you believe that he who dies with the most toys wins? Like, what is the thought process here?
Right. I do not understand this. I mean,
I'm flabbergasted. I have 3 kids. They have participated in egg hunts before. My church used to do what's called an egg drop. It was actually really cool. We got great discounts on stuff when we worked with our city, and we were able to get a few soccer fields and then rent a helicopter from a company for super cheap. And we would literally drop eggs from the helicopter out onto the field. And once the helicopter cleared, then the kids could come out and pick up the eggs. And they had chocolate and candy and like little plastic bracelets and that sort of stuff in them. Just little trinkety stuff, but it was fun for the kids. I mean, how cool. A helicopter comes in and eggs fall from the sky with treasure.
At least that's better than turkeys.
Yeah, dropping turkeys would be dangerous. Especially frozen ones. Damn. But the parents were always really respectful and they stayed on the sidelines. Now, I understand maybe going out with your child because it is kind of a big field, and if your child is young, you kind of want to stay with them and make sure they don't get lost and don't forget where you are and that sort of stuff. I get that. But these kids that were out there, my understanding was they were elementary school aged.
Yeah.
And these parents, like, totally took over. Like, what are you teaching your child at that point? Your child is not good enough to find a plastic egg? Or that they're constantly going to need your supervision and your help, even on the simplest of tasks? Seriously.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you can't. It's like when the child goes to the bathroom. It's okay, honey. Mommy's here to wipe you. Being a 13-year-old child doesn't know how to whip their own butt.
Like, my kids, we taught them how to use the toaster at the age of 4. Why? Because we didn't want them waking us up at 6 a.m. to make them waffles. Okay, they can handle that. They can handle that quite adeptly. So now my kids know how to make all kinds of things for dinner and breakfast and lunch for themselves. And I make them do it quite frequently because, you know what? They don't do the grocery shopping yet. They will. Oh, that's coming. So the least I can do is give them the life skill to be able to feed themselves with the food that's available.
Kids how to boil water.
That is really important. And then put the noodles in and know when the noodles are done.
Yes.
That's important. But
very important. Because you really don't want much. And you don't want brittle noodles.
No, those are nasty.
Very.
But
once you already mix it into the sauce, you're kind of already done. It's like,
yeah, you can't really undo that. But these parents have not prepared their children in any way, shape, or form. Like, none.
The other thing, like we're discussing is, why are the parents doing this? Why is everything kind of like Black Friday nowadays? Everything is mine, mine, mine. Nobody else can have it. Why are you so greedy?
I don't understand that either. I really don't. I
was always told, take only what you need. And for like little kids, in all honesty, why they need more than 10 to 20 eggs? That's about most any kid should get. And
that's kind of a lot, even.
Yeah.
Especially if they're filled with candy. Are you kidding me? No.
Right. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Depending on how many eggs are available by how many kids there are. Kids don't need a lot. Especially like the little ones. Trust me. It's like Halloween candy. I know the parents are eating half of what the kids are getting.
I throw so much away. It's so...
Yeah. But let the kids have that opportunity. They learn things through play.
Mm-hmm.
They learn things by doing. You're taking away from them because you're selfish and you want more candy because you're too lazy to go to Walmart the day after Easter and get it 50% off. That's what I do. Guess what? Between Valentine's and Easter and their 50% off candy, I already got my Halloween candy paid for. Right?
It's awesome. It's the best way
I know.
I forgot to go the Monday after Easter, so I have the sads because I can no longer find the Reese's peanut butter eggs, which that makes me sad because I love those. They're my favorite. But it's fine. It is what it is, and I'll live another year until they come out. I'll be okay. It's fine. I'm not gonna go Rambo on anybody. Till then, I have Reese's peanut butter cups.
Exactly. It's just one of those things that just kind of annoys me. Where, to me, there's something special about watching the kids find and being able to get it themselves, and parents just taking it away because of their own greediness and insecurity.
I totally and 100% blame helicopter parents.
Oh my goodness, they're the worst. Okay, like we were both raised with the free range parenting. And to watch these parents, oh my goodness. And you can see it's widespread throughout America. Like, I remember being young and just telling my mom, hey, I'm going downtown, take my bike. And I'd be gone a half hour. My mom did not worry. She knew. Nowadays, oh my goodness, no. Your kid needs to have a cell phone just in case. They have to make sure they got their helmet on. They need to make sure they got their padding on just in case they fall. They got to have all this protective gear. You know, I'm like, what about just letting the kids go be and do? I mean, some of my best memories from when I was little, it was just doing stupid kid stuff. Not that I was a juvenile delinquent, but it was just going out, being stupid, being a kid. You know, you go downtown, you know, you catch up with some friends, you do some, you know, at that time skateboards were pretty, you know, were just starting to, you know, become, you know, in fad or whatever. So you had a few friends that had skateboards and you tried to do tricks and they're like, oh, well, I told my mom I was only coming down for like a little bit and I have to go. Your parents weren't like, oh my goodness, I was so worried about you. You were gone for 5 minutes longer than I thought you were going to be. Oh my goodness, you had me just ready to call the cops. You're 5 minutes late. Stop.
No, here's a funny story about me and how I raise my children. So in the summertime, my kids are just outside. I just kick them out. Go. Be gone with you. Get out. And so they're either in the pool in the backyard or they're out with their friends running through sprinklers or jumping on trampolines and whatnot. They're having good old summertime fun, and you can tell because they all get golden brown. It's ridiculous. But there was one summer, one particular night where my youngest, like my other kids were home and we were about to have dinner. And it was late because, of course, the sun sets late. So it was like 8 o'clock. And my husband looked at me and he goes, where's the youngest? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I have no idea where my daughter is. So we ended up having to go around the neighborhood and we found her bike in front of one of her friends' houses and we rang the doorbell. She was having dinner with her friend. Like nobody called or anything. She just invited herself in for dinner. Didn't bother to tell us. And we didn't notice. We didn't notice that she was fully gone until it was time for us to serve dinner, which was hysterical. But, you know, that's how I raise my kids. And I know somebody somewhere is going to be like, your daughter could have been kidnapped. Yes, she could have been, but she wasn't. Yeah. It's like in what, Hangover 2, when he goes, yeah, but did you die?
Exactly. No, I actually have this conversation half the time with people at work because they live so much in the hypotheticals. They don't experience life anymore. And it's all about the hypotheticals. Well, what if this happens to my kid? What if you fall down your stairs and break your neck on your way to work? I mean, life is always going to be a risk. There's no way to encapsulate yourself in a bubble. The reason you let your kids go out and do stupid stuff is so they can learn, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore because A, it caused me pain, or B, it got me in trouble. See, it teaches them, okay, there's reasons why I shouldn't do this, or, oh, this is how science works, or this is how life works. It's, right. Letting them learn. Like I said earlier, kids learn through play. And you're taking that away from them by constantly being hovered over them constantly. I am so glad my parents were not that way.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Because I experienced so many cool things. simply because I was able to get on my bike and go wherever I wanted.
Right.
I picked cherries off of a tree and then took them to the local pool with my best friends, and we swam in the pool and ate cherries. It was awesome, and then we came home.
There you go.
Like-
I just got to go off on adventures. Like back in the day, did you know you could just send a kid on like a train or a plane without filling out a whole bunch of paperwork?
I do.
Yeah. Apparently nowadays, no.
Oh my gosh,
Gotta-
it's such a joke. But here's the thing. With the planes, once they are 12, they're considered okay to fly without any extra supervision or whatever. Now, I have raised my children that by the age of 12, they are fully sufficient in traveling and they know what to look for, where to go, but can you imagine a 12-year-old that isn't quite familiar with the whole traveling thing at the airport, and they're fully okay to go through security on their own, and then their flight gets canceled? Like, what does a 12-year-old do?
Right. It's not like they can go to the bar and just drink until,
Or even know to go and get booked on another flight.
Right.
They don't have that skill. Mine do. Mine understand the policies and procedures of what they need to do because we've gone over these things. But most kids, I don't think, would know how to handle that. So yeah, by the age of 12, they no longer need, they're considered, when they're under the age of 12, they're considered unsupervised minors. And so they're actually dedicated a flight attendant to make sure they get on the plane, get off the plane, parents are there, they give a call if the parent isn't there. It's a pretty cool system. But boom, you turn 12, that ends. Nobody's keeping track of you. Nobody's making sure you get on the plane. Nobody's making sure you get off the plane. Nobody's making sure somebody's there to pick you up. Well,
Hey, good to know. Yeah, because 12 is such a responsible age.
but I juxtapose that because when I was 10, my parents, I laugh at this because I look at my kids when they were 10 and go, what? When I was 10, my parents put me on a plane to Kathmandu, Nepal by myself. Oh, did I mention it had an overnight stay in Bangkok, Thailand?
What a great place to visit, by the way.
Oh, it's very cool, actually. I really enjoyed it. I spent, when I went to Nepal, I spent 2 weeks in Kathmandu, a week in Bangkok, and a week on the Thailand coast. Absolutely gorgeous. I have very vivid memories of it. I was 10. It was great. It was amazing, and I wouldn't have given it up for the world. But I look at my 10-year-olds and like, hell no, I'm not putting you on an international flight halfway around the world by yourself. Are you crazy? My parents were like, bye, see ya.
Thanks, love you too.
What possessed you to think that that was a good idea? Now, I was versed in international travel because we had lived in Europe for 3 years prior to that point. So it wasn't like I was completely unfamiliar with how long the flight was going to take and like customs procedures. And I recall having a flight attendant check on me quite frequently on the flights. But I was 10.
But wait, you did this before, like iPads, right? Like,
yeah, before cell phones and iPads and God, I think even before Walkmans. Yeah.
oh my goodness, daughters, you survived.
Oh, I had
No,
these things are called books. I don't know if you're familiar.
I think I've heard about them. They're tattooed oak trees.
Indeed, that's exactly what they are. And they're pretty awesome. I had books. I slept. There were actual full-on movies on planes that you didn't have to pay for.
What?
I know.
No.
They even gave you those plastic those like stethoscopy type headphones. Oh my gosh. The Y headphones, the Y-shaped headphones. Oh my goodness. Those were the craptastic headphones ever, but you got so excited when there was in the plastic wrap and like you got to I was like the best. I got so excited when I saw those. I'm like, oh, we're on a long flight. We get headphones, and then you plug. It was the 2-pronged thing, and you got to plug it into the armrest, and then you change the dial, and like if you went too fast, it freaked out on you. And those were good days. That was good times traveling. Now it's like you can turn on your electronic device and bring your own headphones because screw you. That's why.
Right. There's barely, you have to pay for like any kind of luxury you get in the airplane nowadays.
Everything.
Oh my god. Oh, did I tell you about my last flight? Okay, so I paid to be in first class. I was hoping to be, amongst people that knew how to travel better.
Mm.
All right, so the first guy got upgraded, and he tried to talk to me about tried to get me in a political discussion. I'm like, you're not armed, sir. Please step away. The second one, because I went from DC to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta I was coming home. I fell asleep on a plane shortly after takeoff because I was just beat tired. Got my hoodie up, covered down to here, just I wake up, the guy next to me got his shoes off. You're in first class, motherfucker. Act like you're in first class. Act like you got some class. Taking your shoes off. We can't open the windows. Oh my god, dude.
Lord,
that's something important.
That is a straight up planes, trains, and automobiles moment right there is what that is.
There's certain things I can't stand on air travel because I don't mind flying. It's when people take the mass transit mind thought where they take off their shoes, or I've seen people some guys take off their shirts, people making out, people having sex. Hey, by the way, there's like a couple hundred other people with you on this big metal tube flying through the sky. Have some respect for yourself and others around you. We don't want to smell your nasty feet. Please don't bring on smelly food.
That's the worst.
People bring in a BK and all you can do is smell that shit for the next 2.5 hours. Oh.
And they put like pickles and onions and like this spicy mustard and like anchovies or something on it. The combo is awful. It might taste good to you, but please understand the rest of us have to breathe in that air.
Right. I don't understand what their logic of thinking is on that one. It's not like we can, like I said, like we can open up a window.
No.
And you can't put any air freshener out because there might be somebody who's allergic to that. It's like, dear Lord, people. Manners.
My favorite, I have not had this happen to me, but I understand it. However, if you have a severe peanut allergy, did you know a severe peanut allergy can be said in advance to the airlines and they will A, not serve peanuts on the plane, which B, makes the rest of us sad. But also C, they will send out a message to anybody who is on that flight, anybody who has tickets to that flight, telling them, do not bring any peanut-based items onto the flight. And like, if you do, they'll kick you off because somebody might die.
Right.
because they might be sitting in seat 1A and you might be sitting in seat 38F, but your peanut butter and jelly sandwich is apparently going to kill them.
Oh, of course, don't you know? Here's my thing. Not putting all thing on them, but here's my thing. If you have this kind of allergy, always keep your EpiPen on you. It's called personal responsibility. I have people in my family that have allergies, and some of them are somewhat severe, and they know what to do in case something happens. And one of them is keeping an EpiPen. Sorry if that cramps your style, but
but you should have it with you anyway, because you're going in public. You don't know who's going to do what. You can't warn everybody in every place that you're ever going to go ever.
Yeah, like you're not in a bubble. We're not. The world is not being paid to be your babysitter. We have our own lives going on. I had to explain this to a coworker the other day. I did not do a full cleanup at work. I accidentally left something out.
That's it. You're fired.
Right? Well, that's how she acted. Okay. But that day, I also had a brand new guy that I was trying to train. Thing is, we have a new product launch going out. So I have my Generation 1 stuff that I'm training him on. Well, I'm running the Generation 2 stuff because we're still getting that ready for full launch. So I don't get to see him half the night, though I'm training him. So at the end of the day, I picked up what I saw and, tried to get everything done. And then I went to my trainee to go over what to do at the end of the shift, because we have a half-hour overlap time. So I went to go to him to tell him, okay, these are the things you need to do, da-da-da-da-da. Just got back from showing him where to get mop water and how to dispose of mop water when you are done. And if someone comes up to me and doesn't even say it nicely, like barks it at me. And I'm like, she's like, you need to pick up after yourself. And she like snapped it. And I'm like, what did I forget? Because I thought I got everything. Like, it was a clear mistake. It wasn't like I did it intentional.
Yes, you did. You did.
Yeah, because I'm like that. So I went to go follow her to find out what the heck did I leave. And she's one of these. What she does is she'll walk like about 2 feet ahead of you. Mind you, I work in a factory. You can't, unless somebody's facing you or right next to you, you can't hear them. So what she does is she walks ahead of you, and then she faces away from me, and then she starts mumbling. So I'm like, if you're going to say something to me, you need to face me so I can hear. And she turns, she's like, I'm so sick of picking up after you. You need to pick up after yourself. I'm not your mother. What? I'm like, I never leave my work area dirty. So we went at it. Like, she started and because I explained to her, I'm like, it was a clear mistake. I had, have a trainee. I'm trying to get him. And she said, you think you're the only one that has stuff to do? And I'm like, oh, now it's on. It's on. It's on. So I ripped into her. The last thing I remember saying to her is, if you come at me nice, I'll come back at you nice. You come at me like a bitch, I'm going to come right back at you as a bitch. And we left it at I was just so pissed. I'm like, who the hell are you? I left 2 things that were easy to pick up. And I'm like, what's the problem? And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, remembering like the last time she kind of went off on me. I have like these little plastic things, and I didn't even see them on the floor. Like, they weren't even where I walk on the floor. They were like way off to the side. Wouldn't even notice them unless you're nitpicking. You need to pick those things off the floor. I ain't the one to put them here. Ask me nicely.
Wow.
It's like,
Yeah. Coworkers like that shouldn't be parents. Or maybe they should, because then they would realize that life is full of messes and you just have to deal with them.
but here's the thing. She has one daughter. She has married and divorced the same guy twice.
I can't even with that. You've killed me. I'm not. Oh my gosh. Serious?
Yeah. They like were divorced for a while, and then they happened to see each other, and they decided to have another go at it. Lasted only a few years, and they got divorced again.
Oh no. Oh wait, is it the same guy that's the daughter's dad? No?
Yes.
Wait. But wouldn't okay, I'm sorry. I'm totally derailed now because I'm totally into this. So if they're co-parenting the daughter, how did they just like run into each other and decide?
Oh, okay. This was way back in the day, because this woman is getting close to retirement.
Okay.
So they were married while the daughter was young. They got divorced when she was like late teens, early adult.
Okay, all right, okay, that makes more sense. But I'm like, damn, what the hell? Okay. Hint to you ladies and gentlemen out there: if a relationship has ended, there is a reason it has ended. Do not repeat. Do not rekindle that. It will go down in the worst possible way. The flames will be seen from Mars, okay? Don't do it. You ended for a reason. You will end again for a way worse reason. Just my full hint to you all. And don't, for the love of God, do not get married. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Wouldn't be prudent. But wait, we're supposed to talk about parents and just how idiotic they've gone.
Okay, let's talk about idiotic parents. Okay, so I was just made aware of a situation that really got under my skin. To protect the innocent, I'm not going to say the relationship that I have with this particular person. However, I learned of a situation where a female that I know has a child, one child, who has shared custody with the father. The mother was not feeling well, and the child had a fever at daycare and could not stay, because if you have a fever, you got to go. That's how it works. So instead of the mother sucking it up and being the mother and being like, okay, so I feel terrible, but I got to take care of my child, she called the ex's mother to see if the ex's mother could take care of the child for her. She didn't try to get a hold of the ex, the dad. Didn't even attempt it. Didn't even think about doing that. Skipped a step and went straight to the grandmother, who's not even related to her.
Interesting.
Now, here's the thing. I have 3 kids. kids get sick. It really sucks when they get sick because you think that they're babies when they're babies, but no, wait till they get older and then get sick. And it just so happens that occasionally the kids have been sick when I have been sick. Guess what you do?
Suck it up, buttercup.
Indeed. That is exactly what you do. You load up on DayQuil, Emergen-C, any other drug you can get into your body, and you muster whatever strength you have, be it the strength of a mouse, and you take care of your children. Why? Because you are a mother. You are a mother first. You are not an employee. You are not a wife. You are not, well, actually, you are a wife first. I'm going to retract that statement. You are a wife first. But, well, in theory, you should be a wife first and then a mother. But regardless, I'm on a tangent. You are a mother. Your job is to take care of your child in sickness and in health. That means theirs or yours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I find it wholly inappropriate for this female. I refuse to call her a woman because no. This female to call somebody who is unrelated to her to basically abdicate her role as mom because she didn't feel good. Damn! I wish every time I didn't feel good, I could just give it to somebody else.
Right? Could you imagine if like every mother decided to start taking sick days like that? Holy crap!
It doesn't have. You don't get sick days as a parent. You just don't. It doesn't matter if you're a mom or a dad. It doesn't matter if you are a parent. You're on 24/7. I'm sorry. Now you can have the rule that my husband and I have, which is, hey, you're 18. Please don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Bye. We love you. You should be fully sufficient to be an adult. Get out. And that's fine. In fact, actually, when my husband turned 18, his dad told him, you're 18. It's all your fault now. Which
Nice.
we'll probably tell our children. And that's wholly appropriate. You're 18, you're an adult. While I agree that your thought processes may not be what they need to be an adult and make adult decisions, I should have raised you well enough to make those decisions in a better way.
Right. Oh, excuse me.
Woo! But this female completely abdicated her responsibility as a parent.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I've seen a lot of parents nowadays kind of doing that sort of thing. Where, yeah, they're my kids, but doesn't mean I got to raise them type of mentality.
Right.
There was, I saw a thing on Facebook the other day where this woman, they called her a welfare queen. Forgot how many, she had like 9 or more children. And, well, these people need to help me raise my kids. No. No one, as far as we know. I refuse to think that all 9 or however many kids she had were all conceived in rape. So it wasn't like she was forced to have sex. I'm going to guess that she did that of her own free will. She also did not responsibly do like birth control, which condoms work, birth control works. That Norplant here that works pretty good. She didn't do any of that kind of stuff. But now I have to help raise your kids. If I raise your kids, they're coming to my house, and you don't see them no more because they're going to become effectively my kids.
Right. My help is that I raise your children.
Exactly.
And you get yourself the help you need by getting a job.
Exactly.
I don't understand. That is one thing that I struggle with is this generational to generational welfare families.
Oh yeah.
I is who breaks the cycle? Like, how do you break the cycle of that happening? Who becomes the bigger person and says, "Hey, I don't want to be beholden to the state." Do people not understand that that is slavery? I'm sorry. You are probably going to hate me. That's fine. In-depth girlism, send it to me. But it is slavery to be in the welfare system and continue to do it from generation to generation because you are beholden to the state. You have no freedom. None. You don't pay your own bills. You don't take care of your own situation. You are not upward mobile.
Mm-mm.
You are stuck, and your master is the state.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
always be.
right. Who was that? Harriet Tubman stated, she's like, I could have saved more slaves if they understood they were slaves.
Exactly.
And that's the mentality. Unfortunately, we're going through that mentality right now where everybody just hears the word free and they're like, oh, well, I like free stuff, not knowing what it's ultimately going to cost them in the end.
Okay.
I'd rather work for my stuff and do whatever the hell I want.
Okay.
Than rely on the state. The other thing is, you're right about the whole no freedom when you're on the welfare. At CPAC, there was that woman that was on the screen. And she said that she lived in Cabrini Green. If you don't know what Cabrini Green is, please look it up. Woo. She lived there and there was gang violence all over. But because it was Section 8, it was held by the government, she was not allowed to have a gun. She could not defend herself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that is not being a slave, I don't know what is. If you do not have the right to defend yourself and you are at the mercy of somebody else who may not even care enough to save you, why would you choose that system? I have a hard time with that.
It boggles my mind. Like, as a parent, don't you want your child to be free? Like, let me relate a little story. My husband, gainfully employed. I am gainfully employed. I have made some unwise decisions financially over the last couple of months, namely traveling and doing stupid stuff. My fault. Totally my fault. I take complete and utter ownership of the mistakes I have made. My husband trusts me with the money, and I generally am a very good steward of the money. I know what to spend my money on and what not. I got into a situation where I thought my paycheck had not been delivered into our account. And it turns out it was. And it put us into a shortage. Did I whine and complain about it? No. Did I panic? Absolutely. 100%. I had panic. And it took a little bit to get out of it. But you know what? This pay period, I was looking. All the bills are paid. Everything is taken care of. We went out. We had a good time. We spent some money. Everything is good. You know what? I have more money right now than I know what to do with. The reason being is I have been a good steward of our money. And even though things were tight for the last few pay periods, I paid my bills. I paid my responsibilities. I made sure that the things that I needed to pay were paid for. I did it without welfare. And I feel totally free. I'm completely free of all of that. I'm not rich by any means, but I am free. I wish more people felt like that.
Right. They don't want to step on that thought, but you just remind me, I got to pay my rent.
Yes.
I'm like, oh crap, it's the second of the month. I haven't paid my rent yet.
Don't be late. But yeah.
So I'll do that Monday.
There you go.
This is like, oh crap, I forgot to pay my rent.
I will tell you the God's honest truth. Paying your bills is the most freeing thing in the world. I see so many people complain about paying bills, and I'm gonna tell you what, every time I pay a bill, I have a party. I celebrate because I have paid that bill. It is our money. We are doing it. We're paying it, and we don't owe anybody jack.
Exactly.
And it is so freeing. I strongly recommend it.
Oh yeah. So do I. Because I was in debt for years, and it wasn't like a monthly type of debt where it's like, oh, I have my utilities, I have to pay my rent, I have to pay. No, like I had people coming after me in debt. And I have to tell you, I worked my butt off. Like I was working 60 to 68 hour weeks and eating ramen noodles, like the crappiest stuff you could ever put into your body, you know, just cheap stuff, so I could pay off those bills. I remember writing those checks to make that final payment. It is the best feeling in the world to know I don't have to make a car payment anymore. I don't got to pay back student loans anymore. I don't have that credit card bill on top of my head. Best feeling in the world.
It really is. It's astonishingly freeing, and I can't imagine being in welfare and waiting for that check to come at the first of the month.
You're at the it's not like you can work any more hours to get more money. You have to go by what the government believes that you should get.
You're stuck. My husband,
the government.
Well, and part of the reason that we are in the position that we're in right now is because my husband was able to work some overtime and got us a little extra money. So anyway, teach your children about that. Teach your children about how freeing it is to pay. Let them watch you pay bills. Talk to them honestly about what it takes to pay the bills, because that will teach them responsibility and how to pay their bills when they have them.
Exactly. Well, we're almost at the end of the show. So, since I don't remember everything that I said today, and I don't not sure if I upset you guys or not. If I did, Beautifly Wings on Twitter. If you like what I said, Beautifly Wings on Twitter. If you just want to say, hey, we really like how many different times you changed your hair up today, hit me up, Beautifly Wings on Twitter.
Indeed. And if you take offense to anything I said, which you probably did, End Up Girlism on Twitter, or leave a comment or comment on our
Facebook page.
thing. Yeah, and I'll respond to you. I really will. So that's probably it. So, all right. Well, it was fun. It was good times, and parent your children well.
Exactly. Make your kids better for this world, not leave the world better for your kids. Leave your kids better for this world. All right.
Yes.
Bye.